last segment, you learned what God's peace encompasses. I want to point out that simply the end of conflict is not the full meaning of peace. The Hebrew word for peace is shalom, the familiar greeting used by Jewish people today. Shalom means wholeness, completeness, well-being. That's the full meaning of peace. Not just the absence of strife, but it is something very positive. There are essentially two keys to peace. The first key is God's government. In Isaiah chapter 9, verse 7, this prophecy is given of the Messiah. There will be no end to the increase of his government or of peace. Notice the relationship between God's government and peace. Notice also the order. God's government comes first, and then peace. Only those who are under God's government can know peace. Those who reject God's government never know true peace. Often in the Bible, the gospel is referred to as the gospel of the kingdom of God. Gospel means good news. What is the good news? It is that God is prepared to govern us, to set up his kingdom over our lives, and that when he does this, we can have peace. But without God's government, there can be no peace. The second key to peace is hearing and obeying God's voice. In Isaiah 48, verse 18, God speaks to his people Israel, and he reminds them of what they could have had if they had walked in obedience to him. This is what he says: "If only you had paid attention to my commands, your peace would have been like a river, your righteousness like the waves of the sea." So why is the key to peace like a river? It's when you pay attention to God's commands, listen to what God says, and then obey him and do as he says. The same principle is carried right over into the New Testament. In John chapter 10, verse 27, Jesus says about his disciples, who are his true followers, "My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me." A true follower hears his voice on a daily basis and follows him no matter their circumstances. Only by resting in his presence can you find true peace. So what are the two keys to shalom peace? First, God's government, and second, hearing and obeying God's voice.
Thank you for watching. If this message resonated with you, please like this video and share it with someone who might need to hear this today. Subscribe to the channel for more words of hope and encouragement. Peace be with you.